And in the 17th century, a new wave of people head to the New World, the settlers. England has defeated Spain to become the new European superpower. The English crown sets out to claim its share. In 1607, the British found a colony on the east coast of North America, in what is now Virginia. They name it Jamestown, after their king. This will become their new world. Their job is to make money for the British trading companies that sent them here. The land they seize seems to be the perfect place to exploit. Forests and rivers, coasts and lakes, owned by no one. But not all Native Americans have succumbed to European diseases. And this land is neither empty nor uninhabited. It is the land of the Powhatan. 15,000 people living in small communities. Around 200 villages on the coast and along rivers, in large houses surrounded by cleared forests and mixed fields of squash, beans and corn. These are farmers and hunters. There is no gold, no silver that settlers dream of. Just the land and its people. For a while, the settlers and the natives lead separate lives. This land is rich with resources that Europe lacks. In the long run, resources that are far more valuable than gold and silver. And there's more than enough for everyone. Europeans wanted to travel west to the great empires of Asia. Instead, the new world they found amazed them with its natural abundance.
The first settlers in North America left Europe. They sailed from estuaries that were brown and muddy, with sediment washed off the land. They were polluted with refuse, and so this was what they had grown up with. They were familiar with it. When they discovered the New World, they sailed into estuaries that were crystal clear water. You could see all the way down to the bottom. You could see the vegetation on the bottom of the estuary. You could see fish in abundance, and they discovered almost miraculous, unbelievable quantities of fish in these estuaries and rivers. One particular kind of fish which very much impressed settlers was the river herring, or alewife as it's otherwise called. And seasonally these would ascend the rivers to spawn from the sea in their millions. For example, in the Potomac River near Washington, D.C., during the 18th century, something like 750 million alewife were caught just from that one river in 1 year. It was a remarkable abundance, and people described the rivers as having more fish than water.
Whole shoals are caught in the settlers' nets. In the 17th century, hundreds of thousands of tons of cod are shipped every year from North America to England, France, Portugal and Spain. Fishing boats sink under the weight of their catches, and the colonies thrive. It takes settlers only 200 years to achieve what had taken 1,000 years in Europe: overfishing.
Overfishing can impact on populations in many ways, and one thing that it does over a period of generations is to change the way that an animal reproduces and how fast it grows. So fishing tends to remove the biggest, oldest individuals from a population, and by doing this it changes the selective pressures on the population so that fish begin to grow more slowly. They reach reproductive maturity at a smaller size and earlier in life, and these things all reduce the productivity of a population. So over time, fisheries become less good at supplying the protein that we like them to do.
Fish are salted, packed, and sent home for money. Along with them, the settlers send another resource that the old world is desperate for.
There are trees as far as the eye can see, such that a squirrel, starting off at the Atlantic coast, need never touch the ground till he got to the Mississippi.
This is so different from the Europe they left behind. They have finally found a replacement for something that is disappearing at home. An infinite, accessible source of the raw material of the age. The forests must fall if the settlers are to succeed. From now on, the trees are doomed.
Als die ersten Siedler in die neue Welt kamen,
When the first settlers arrived in the New World, they found forests of a kind they had never seen in Europe. Endless forests with huge trees. Penetrating into the heart of the land became a war against the forest. The axe was the Yankee emblem. At the same time, forests were the great resource the land had to offer. You could make plenty of money exporting timber. In Europe, wood had become expensive, and so the greatest forest destruction in history now took place.
The clearing of forests that seemed to belong to no one and cost nothing goes so far that today many areas along the east coast and many of the Atlantic islands are completely bald.
An incredible amount of wood is really squandered in this country for fuel. Day and night, all winter, for nearly half a year in all rooms a fire is kept going,
said one European visitor. The resources in this vast continent seem to be inexhaustible. But in time, fish stocks will dwindle in the Americas too. Europeans change America by cutting down the forests and depleting the seas. They create this new world in the image of the one they left.